us. I'm Greg Galant. I'm the co-founder of the Shorty Awards and Muck. I'll tell you a very brief background about myself, and then we'll get to our great panel, where we have millions, I guess tens of millions of followers of this one couch that's now graced by them. So I originally got into the social media world. I signed up to Twitter super early. I got my first name on there, @Gregory, simply because no one had grabbed it. In fact, the domain name at the time was just twttr.com, because they couldn't yet afford the vowels. And so there was all this great stuff happening on social media, but no way to find it. So I thought we could make an award show to find the very best of social media. And we let people vote simply by sharing with a tweet or other kind of status update. That went viral, so after spending 2 weekends building this site, it became the top trending term on Twitter. Now we have a really short video, I believe, from the Shorty Awards that we can play now.
Someone's shorty. I've been a boo. Yeah. I've been a bae. But until today, I've never been a shorty.
The Shorty Awards, #Shorty Awards.
The Shorty Awards. The show is already going viral and dominating the social conversation everywhere.
The Shorties are an annual award event used to recognize people and organizations for their content on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr,
YouTube, Snapchat, YouNow, Musical.ly, Instagram, whoever else I'm forgetting.
It's the awards for tiny people, you know, it finally gives them the recognition they deserve.
Like an Oscar or a Nobel Peace Prize. Better, probably.
The Shorties are by far the most prestigious.
May I have the envelope, please? Thank you.
We about to get busy.
Best TV show.
Comedian. Best Instagrammer.
I'm talking, of course, about emojis.
Forget the blend and toss out the predictable.
And that was pretty cool.
People that indulge in narcissistic behavior of talking out into the internet need to be acknowledged for that.
They don't want me to win this award. So we won this award.
I just want to give thanks and hugs to everyone.
I am so proud to be a part of this community.
Shorty Award, Kevin the best!
I want to thank my mom for telling me to stop making videos.
Thank you so much, Shorty Awards.
If somebody don't believe you can do anything, you can do anything.
What an incredible room of people here celebrating your entertainment, education, activism, and creativity.
If you're out there and you're insecure and you don't think you can make it, honey, you can make it.
Honestly, could not have been here or done what I do without the beautiful platform that YouTube is. I found my community and my family when I was in high school.
Social media is shifting and dictating culture right now more than anything else. I'm happy to be a part of it. Thank you for this, and congratulations to everyone in this room who's a part of this and a part of the future. Thank you, guys.
And that's the Shorty Awards in 2 minutes. We cut down the actual 3-minute award show to 2 because we only have 20 minutes for this panel. But with that, let's get started with our panelists. You could each introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about yourself. Start with you, Dan.
Okay, so I'm Dan Markham, and we have a channel called What's Inside. And so me and my better half, my 11-year-old son Lincoln, he had a second grade science project and he wanted to know what's inside a sports ball. So we cut open these sports balls, posted the videos to YouTube. About a year later, randomly people started watching it, and I was like, hey Lincoln, maybe if we continued cutting stuff open, by the time you'd go to college, you might have a little extra money for school or whatever. So he's like, yeah, let's do it, Dad. So we started cutting things open January 2015. By December, we hit 1 million subscribers. By the following December, we hit 4 million. I was a biotech sales rep for 12 years. I walked away from my job, and now I just make goofy YouTube videos, and it's a blast.
It's amazing. Did you find out what's inside of a football?
What's inside of a football? We've done that. That was one of our first ones that we did, yeah.
You're gonna have to watch the video.
now I gotta watch the video. Yep. Jenna?
Hello, I'm Jenna Marbles. I make YouTube videos, and most of them involve just me messing up my hair and or nails and or face or life, and I hang out with my dog, so hello, and hell yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
Hey everyone, I'm Naveed. I'm the product leader for the Amazon Influencer Program, which is a program that we launched just a few months ago, and the goal of it is really to create a new way, a new empowering way for influencers to both monetize their organic content and also inventing a new way for their followers to easily shop their product recommendations. So really excited to be here.
Okay, thank you. And Dan, you told us what you were doing before becoming a full-time content creator. Jenna, what were you doing before your videos took off?
I have a master's degree in sports psychology and counseling, so I had a very different life path, and I did some goofy stuff when I was about 21, 22, and I was like, I think I'm gonna see where this leads me, instead of pursuing a PhD. So I actually haven't stopped since then. I'm just waiting to not have a job anymore, so.
Nice, and I'd love to hear from both of you, and then I'll continue to be like, what was the moment where you're making these videos, and how many people in the audience are like aspiring content creators or content creators, make videos? All right, good numbers. So for all these guys, like they're all probably wondering, like, when can I quit my job and do YouTube or just make videos full time, post them on the web? So, maybe starting with you, Dan, like, what was that moment where you're like, I'm gonna walk in tomorrow and tell my boss I quit? So I don't have another job.
Well, I mean, it was about a year into it when we hit 1 million subscribers. There were 2 months that we made more money off of the Google ad revenue than I did with my day job. But at the same time, I'm like, I've been doing this job for 11 years at this point. Like, would I really walk away from something for just 2 months of revenue? And so I hung on for a bit longer, and then it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and I would not sleep at night because I'd be editing videos and replying to comments and talking with brands and different things, and finally I was just like, okay, I'm out of here. I've got to go. So I really liked my job before. It was a great job, but the opportunity with digital media is so great right now, and we're in a position where we could really harness it and have fun with it and really grow with it, that I just figured might as well do it. I can always go back into sales if I have to, but yeah.
Nice. And Jenna, was there like a particular moment or day where you just had this dramatic realization you're gonna commit?
Well, I mean, I'm not particularly envious of that decision because that's a little heavier than mine. My threshold for quitting my job was pretty low. So I was like bartending and things like that. So I was like, I'm not going today or ever again. It was much more celebratory and not bittersweet at all. But there was definitely a moment when the AdSense revenue again had surpassed the money that I was gonna make in any given time. So I was like, I'm not going. Nope.
Oh. And Dan and Jenna, you guys both have millions of followers now, so we'll talk more soon about how you make the economics work on that. But Naveed, I was hoping maybe you could tell us, like, does someone have to have 1 million followers to quit their job and start making money?
Yeah, good question. So I think what I can say from what we've seen in the influencer program is that it really boils down to the relevance of your content and how much of an influence you truly have on your followers. And I've seen people with tens of thousands of followers only compared to these guys that have been able to say, hey, I'm going to quit my job and do this full time, just based on the earnings that they have made through our offering, which is just one of the many ways that they can monetize their presence. And what we actually do, we give folks their own landing page on Amazon, as well as a vanity URL. So like amazon.com/shop/what's-inside, that's Dan's page. And you can curate all of your favorite products on that page, making it actually a lot easier for your followers to find and shop your product recommendations. And then you start making earnings through our Amazon Associates program, which is our affiliate program for all the qualifying purchases you drive through your page. So we really think that this is,
how do we sign up?
Sorry?
How do we sign up?
Just go to amazon.com/influencers, and we actually just today we're announcing that we've launched support for Instagram and Twitter influencers. So if you have either a YouTube or Instagram or Twitter account, go to amazon.com/influencers, sign up, and get your own page and start making life easier for all your followers and making money.
And now it's really exciting we were able to convince Dan to release his full tax returns. Actually, we just got a few revenue slides from him. He was very generous to share some of the actual numbers he made. So if we could put the slides up, please.
So I think it's when people always ask us, like, how do you make money on YouTube? And yes, there's ad revenue, but I remember when I was talking to one influencer, Devin Supertramp, early on, and he gave a talk, and he said that only 10% of his revenue is from ad revenue with Google. And so I was like, oh my gosh, how he already gets so many views, his ad revenue must be really high. I need to start working with brands because 70% of his earnings was there. So we started looking at it. Are the slides up?
And if we could get the excellent Websummit AV team to pull up these slides for Dan, that'd be awesome.
There's it. Anyway, so
you memorize all these numbers.
Yeah, maybe we don't have the slides. Anyway, so we started working with brands and trying to find a way, and at the beginning it was really bad. Like, we basically were making a commercial for a brand. Like, we got a Rubik's Cube that somebody paid us $250. Okay, I'll skip to this one. So this, can you go back one slide? And then we learned that, oh my gosh, we don't need to make commercials. We need to say things. We need to do the videos in a way that's authentic to our audience and things in ways that they'll connect with. And so since then, we've stepped it up a little bit. We've been able to work with some really cool brands. But I wanted to do my own kind of background check to see like how powerful does our channel, how powerful is it? So we did a couple of videos that were not sponsored, but we used Naveed's Amazon affiliate code in the bottom, and we just said in the video like, hey, if you're interested in this product, you can go to our Amazon affiliate code. And so these are two different videos we did, and the Fidget Cube, Yeti mug, and these are the 90-day revenue of how many things were sold. So with the Fidget Cube, we sold $160,000 of Fidget Cubes, which those were around $2.50 per item. And then we got about 8% of the affiliate code off of that. So it was interesting for me to see like how many people actually went and bought the thing that we talked about and clicked on our link.
And your son gets to spend all that money in college?
He has spent it all on ice cream and candy. That's pretty much what he likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, having that data is, I mean, these numbers are great, and I think, you know, the money is just one part of it, because having that data, like knowing exactly what your followers are purchasing, like what your shopping influence really is and what they really like, I think can really help you curate your content, right? Like creating an even better content experience for our followers. And honestly, like you can also use this data when you're negotiating with brands for deals, because this is the best data. This is not number of subscribers or followers or views. This is actually, you know, how many purchases you're driving. And I think this is really empowering for influencers.
The last thing I'll say on it, is like the Yeti mug, it didn't have as much. It had $36,000 in sold, but it reached a different crowd. Like all of a sudden we'd be in the airport, and instead of 6 to 14-year-old boys coming up and taking pictures with us, it was these dudes wearing Carhartts that are like hard-working blue-collar guys in America, and they're like shaking my hand with this really firm grip, like, I saw your Yeti mug video and it was awesome. I went and bought one at Cabela's. And so these are just people that actually clicked on our links. It doesn't even talk about like the overflow in the brand awareness. So
now Jenna, I know you take a very different approach to making money. You stopped bartending.
Yeah.
How are you making money now?
Like you said, I differ from you as from the next creator in that all of our revenue is different. So my lion's share of revenue comes from Google AdSense, whereas someone else, it might be their merch or affiliate links or something else. I don't do a lot of branded content, because where I think you're brilliant and your channel is amazing in that you can just cut something open and somebody wants to buy it, you know, maybe to cut it open or maybe to use it. Whereas me, I earn a living on being myself. So every time I suggest something to someone, I have to make sure I'm not breaching that level of trust with them. And I really appreciate what you just did, which is having full transparency that this is in fact an affiliate link, because sometimes people don't, and then that's when your audience feels like, that's messed up, man. You're making money every time somebody clicks and you didn't tell me. So I think it's really cool when people do it, when their content lends itself to it, and when there's transparency there, because people like to support you. They want to know how they can. So that's a really cool way, I think, to do it.
Great. And I actually think that, you know, promoting authenticity is important to us and to our program, and I think that what the program allows you to do, you know, what Dan just showcased, is that you don't have to have an affiliation with a brand to be able to promote a product and monetize it, right? You can actually showcase your favorite products, irrelevant whether you have any type of partnership with a brand or not. So while I think I totally agree with you, you know, you should let your followers know that, you know, you're monetizing a link, but like this empowers you actually to do this for any product basically that's in the Amazon catalog specifically for our program.
So So we're down to our last 2 minutes. We promise we'll stop talking about money, and let's just talk about all the people out there who are like getting started as creators and not even thinking about making money yet. I'd say 30 seconds of advice to them to like just getting going. We'll start with you, Dan.
I would say my advice is don't go and share your content with all of your family and friends with your Facebook page. The internet is a big enough focus group for you. Make content that you like. We had 80 videos on our channel that are hidden now that don't exist anymore because finally we found like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be the What's Inside guys. Who would have thought like this is it? But see what the internet likes and what the world likes, and you can get real comments and change based off of that. And also, of course, be something that's authentic and true to who you are, that you enjoy doing. And if people feel your authenticity, it's something that you like to do, then success will follow. And then last thing, learn the algorithm like crazy, like do your research. It's so easy, all the information is out there on the internet. Just search YouTube SEO and Instagram SEO and yeah. There you go.
What's SEO for anyone?
Search engine optimization. So yeah, like what can I do to have my stuff seen out there? No point in making content if it's not going to be able to be seen by anybody because you didn't put the right tags or description or those things.
Jenna?
I'd say just get started. Like, I think for a lot of people when they're just starting out, they're like, yeah, if I have some time this weekend, I might sit down and do it. Like, no, just do it. There's never a good time to start, and you're always gonna want it to be perfect and better, but put yourself on a little mini schedule and just go. Like, start with your phone. You don't need any equipment other than something to record yourself and a Wi-Fi access, so just do it. There's only one you in the whole world. Go be that person. It's really liberating and fun.
And David, you work with a lot of influencers. What's your advice?
Try to keep it brief. I think that keep it authentic. Try to see what works. I see a content presence just as like a product, just as a tech product. So iterate, see what works, see where you're able to create engagement, even if it's on a small scale, and try to scale that. But I think it's getting more and more competitive. So I think creating something unique, just like these guys did, is kind of the key.
Okay, well I want to go make a video. We're out of time, so thanks so much to our panel. Please join me in thanking them.